Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jerry Marotti, and to my right is my partner, Greg Marangel, and together we are
The Wax Hunters!
Hey, how's everybody today? We're going to have a good show today about card collecting and how you can get into card collecting and how easy it is to become a wax hunter or card collector. There is a good show. We have a guest today who actually is a friend of mine and got me restarted in card collecting because I used to do it from way back when I was a kid. Later on in life, I had a card store for a little while as a hobby, and now I'm full-blown into wax hunting and wax boxes and card collecting. And Greg, you know, as we spoke about it before, the benefits and the rewards there is in wax hunting and wax pack collecting.
Absolutely. And to speak to the guest that's coming on, we can actually say that he is the reason
that we're here,
the Wax Hunters,
That's
and
right.
for us being together.
That's correct.
And also, I think the cool thing about his story, even if you're not a card collector, based off of things that may have happened with your family before that, you may find that you are one without even realizing it.
And that's a good point, because you never know what you have that's sitting there in a box. I just got a text today from one of my friends, Dan Pichelle. He had found some of his old cards, and he sent me some pictures over. And there are some interesting cards in there. I believe it was an Archie Manning rookie.
Wow.
Some of them, they look good on camera if you take a picture of them. But, we're going to talk about the real issue about having cards that are graded by PSA or SGC and how difficult it is to get that Holy Grail card. So without further ado, I'd like to bring in a good friend of mine and a guest of our show, John Palmieri. John's going to bring on his story for you people to see and hear. And this is how things get started. And this is how you can become a full-blown investor, collector, hobbyist, whatever you want to call it. It's fun. It's great. We're having a great time doing this, me and Greg, and hope to do many more podcasts. But right now, Johnny's going to tell us a little bit of how it all came to play and how those unknown finds, those cards that have been in the basement for a long, long time, all of a sudden they come to surface, and here we are.
Well, guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
We're thrilled to have you. I feel
this is great.
Feel honored to be the first official guest on the Wax Hunters.
Correct.
And like I said, being responsible for kind of bringing the all of our friendships together and our mutual love for collecting and
some would say
wax packs.
The original Wax Hunter.
The original wax hunter.
That's right.
It's a hobby that goes back for me till... I want to say I was born in 1966, so around 1972, started to buy my first packs. Around 1975, 76, got really heavy into it. So the bulk of my collection obviously was 70s and 80s, and a lot of great players during that time, a lot of great cards to collect. Very inexpensive hobby at that point. But what really got me going and really got me the fever was... finding some old cards that were my dad's.
So how did that happen? So you came over one night, I remember, and you'd mentioned to me, "Hey, Jerry, you know what? You've had the card store and you collected. What do you think of these cards?" And you start explaining to me. So take us from the day you went down into your grandmother's basement, and you hear the stories of your grandmother's house, your grandmother's basement, to find these cards, and then finding the history about these cards right here, some that he had brought today, and we will explain. You'll see JP initial on the back. We'll explain that. That's not what you want to see on a card, but this is part of the story. So bring us from what you had told us previously about these cards and what you did with them.
So basically, as a 7 or an 8-year-old, lived next door to my grandparents, and one afternoon my grandmother allowed me to go into her basement and kind of look around, and what did I find? I found some boxes and some cigar boxes and peach baskets with some old football and baseball cards. So at that point, looking at some names that I recognized, some that I really didn't as an 8 or a 9-year-old, I it piqued my interest. They were colorful, and they were different looking, and they were a lot different than the cards that I was collecting. So the cautionary tale that I would speak of is there is a stove in my grandmother's backyard, and I would take those cards and I would play with those cards, and I would flip those cards and put them in the stove and pretend that they were wads of cash, and play bank and different things like an 8 or 9-year-old would.
They were wads of cash.
They were wads of cash.
You didn't know it, although at the time they were wads of cash.
And then days, weeks, months later, when my father found out that I had access to his cards, he kind of took them. And
thank God for that.
And he put them aside. And again, the thousands of dollars that may have been lost in that stove, we'll never know. But some of the cards he was able to salvage and kind of keep kind of locked up and away from me, which now fast forward as a young adult, he showed me some of the cards that he had. And, one of the things as you get into collecting that you realize is a lot of people have older cards, but not a lot of people have older cards that are in good shape. One of the reasons is when my father, who is now in his mid-70s, when he was young, they played games. They flipped cards. They put the cards in bike spokes.
We talked about that.
Things like that. And
it makes a great motorcycle noise.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the best motorcycle noise you can ever have.
So one of the cards that I actually brought today, along with a lot of the other cards that I had, because in talking to Jerry, when I showed Jerry one night, I brought over a lot of the cards that my dad had, some of the football cards and baseball cards, and he said, geez, you may have a gold mine here.
Very true.
We've got a lot of money here. Matter of fact, he even considered a cash offer sight unseen for those cards.
Yes, I did.
Brought the cards even to some of the bigger Northeast shows.
Yep.
And had them say to me, "Wow, these are something." Only to find out once you submit them that the grading services are very, very tough.
They're hard.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why the top rated cards are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the thing is, I was mentioning when my dad was little, when they were playing games with their cards, a lot of times they would initial their cards, just so you knew. Now his name was my name, John Palmieri. So he would put a JP on his card, and they would flip the cards up against the wall, and whatever card got closest to the wall would take the whole bunch of cards. Now what they were doing was not only were they hurting the corners of the cards, but they were tampering with
scuffing.
They were writing the cards.
And
this card right here is a 1955 Sandy Koufax
rookie, no doubt.
Sandy Koufax
rookie
card.
Wow.
Which anybody who collects knows that a Sandy Koufax rookie card in some of the higher grades, 8, 9, and 10, it's thousands of dollars. So this card in its form with the JP on the back is in essence maybe $100 card, a card that somebody would give you $100 for just to have a Sandy Koufax rookie.
Called a filler card. A lot of people call them a filler card, even with coins, filler coins, just to have the card. I mean, these are, and this is one of the reasons why we're in the wax pack. I don't want to say business, but collecting, wax pack collecting, because there is the frustration of having cards like this that you look at prior to them going to be graded, and they look good, the corners are good, you think it's a 7 or an 8 and it comes back a 4. It's so disappointing. So it just goes to show how hard it is to get that perfect card. Now in the wax pack arena, they are in the packs, they are in pristine condition, but not necessarily.
They're not initialed.
They're not initial, but not necessarily to be a 10. They could be, but not necessarily. Obviously, you have a better shot of getting a 10 in an unopened pack than you do with a card that's been thrown in a box and initialed. But this is the market that we feel as the wax hunters, as we said in the previous show, it's going to give people an opportunity to make a good return on your investment and the fun of collecting. the fun of chasing and making sets, or you can go year by year, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, non-sports. You can do it all, and you can have it in an unopened pack. And if one of the cards in that pack happens to take off, you have the luxury of just saying, okay, we're going to break this pack and we're going to look for that card. So you got a dual way of investing and a dual way of making money. That's one of the things that I like about it. And that's why myself and Greg have been doing this, and we're going to continue to do this. So we want to instruct you how you can collect, make money, have fun, all in one swoop. So
Yeah, to your point, and it's a really good one, there's nothing more frustrating than having a great card. And I look at this Sandy Koufax rookie card. This is a Sandy Koufax rookie card. And like,
Yes, it
we'll
is.
get a picture to show it to you guys.
Yeah.
This card, like looking at it just head on, it looks beautiful. I mean, you would think that this card's worth. You think you're buying a new car with this card.
and people think that.
Yeah, and because the initials honestly on the back, I don't think they're that bad, but it does have a huge impact on the grade.
So detrimental.
And to your point, that's the beauty of the wax pack. Those cards are protected.
Correct.
You know, that value is protected, and that's why it's such a great investment. So it's so important that's why we're so passionate about it.
And to speak of that example, this is a 1961 Topps penny pack. It is a gem mint 10. When I picked it up from Heritage Auction, it was the only one. So I paid a premium for this pack. But the fact that it's a gem mint 10 as a pack, the card inside here should, for all intents and purposes, be a 10. It should be a mint card inside here. But again, I have the luxury of holding the pack for investment and watching it go up. Or if I decide there's something in there, or that whole set decides to go up, I open it up and get a gem mint 10 card.
Yeah,
So,
and as we said in the last episode, the great thing with packs like this, so this is a 1961 Topps football.
yeah.
They're not making these anymore.
No, there's no more.
And to your point, this is the only 10 that we know exists. That there's no value that you could put on that. I don't think. Like it's
Correct.
It's crazy, but that's the potential that you have with the wax packs.
And a lot of these packs that are being opened today on YouTube and et cetera, they're opening packs and everything else. That's just shortening the market. So the more packs they open, the less packs there are, the more valuable they are, the more chances you are to see your investment grow and grow and grow. John had brought some cards in, and we talked a little bit about what his father did and what he had did. But, you know, John took a sizable investment to get these cards graded. They run about $20 a card to get graded, I believe. You paid in that thing.
Right.
Do you feel that it was worth having the cards slabbed, or do you feel you should have kept them raw and just roll the dice? I mean, what's your feeling on that?
That's a good question. And really, I would say to you that it depends on what your desire is for the cards. There are a lot of people that collect cards just for the sake of collecting cards. Mm-hmm. There are some people I know that have wonderful card collections, and they will never sell them. They want to pass them down from generation to generation. You see a lot of these guys that are at different shows, and they're trying to fill sets from the 50s and 60s, buying common cards, just trying to put sets together because it's, in essence, like family heirlooms. But if you are a collector and you want to sell the cards on a grander scale, you want to put collections together that maybe you give to auction houses, I would recommend that they get graded, because a lot of folks will pay a premium if you can get a high grade on these cards. But again, the caveat is it goes the other way. I have some cards that I had graded that I looked at to the naked eye, and I looked and I said, geez, let me look at these values on these cards at a 6 or a 7, because I think that's where they fall. And we have some of the grading services bringing them back at 3s and 4s, which severely drops the market for those.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whereas if they were sold raw to somebody who's collecting, who then may take those and take their chances, you may be able to collect a higher premium on those. So the short answer is, I think you are always better off if you have a quality product that you think it will stand up to some of the collection services, the grading services. You're always better off getting the cards graded. And I did. I spent several hundreds of dollars getting the cards graded. And my dad, with some of the cards, had said, if you can, sell some, that would be wonderful. So I did actually at a show sell some of his cards and
made a little profit.
And the actual collectors, the folks that bought the cards, they gravitated towards the cards that I had that were graded. The ones that I had that were not graded, that they looked at with the naked eye, they made very, very low ball offers. And as a matter of fact, I did sell, about 6 of his cards for a 4-figure profit, which I turned over to him, because like I said, that was something that I think the grading did help with. But again, you look at a Sandy Koufax rookie here. I have a Hank Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Del Crandall, Joe Adcock, Braves Fence Busters, another card that was a really great insert card for 1958. Same thing. Somehow he put a 4-10 on the back of the card.
Whatever that meant.
Whatever that is. So SGC brings it back and authenticates it, of course. But again, the card almost becomes a throwaway.
Or a filler, as we said.
If you're gonna throw away, I'll be happy to.
Me too. Away. And in 1958, I actually have a 58 wax pack, unopened, graded in 8, and we'll have to bring that pack on the show and show you. So there, I have the pack unopened that you can possibly break and open. One thing the wax hunters will do for anything we have box breaks or sales. Everything will be certified or sealed by the Baseball Card Exchange. There will be no boxes that are not certified by BBCE because of the fear of being tampered or being searched. We 100% guarantee none of our stuff is searched or tampered with. John, thank you for coming on the show and
thanks for having
telling us a little bit of a story and how the Wax Hunters got started. And we'll have to have you back sometime with some more of those rare cards that you have that are still sitting in the basement that are yet to be pulled out yet.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they trust you now. You're able to go down there, right? You're not going to drop them in the fireplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, John, thank you very much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll hope to see you soon, okay? Okay, welcome back. We just had John Palmieri tell us a great story about when he was younger and how his cards came to fruition and how the Wax Hunters were basically created off of a story that John had told about of cards that he had found. And that's how we got started going into this. So, we want to hear your stories too. We hope that you write into us and tell us a story. Tell us of mine, something that happened, a card that hasn't been seen in years. Recently, some Babe Ruth cards have been unearthed that have not been in the market before and were found. Those were exciting finds. They were worth a few $1,000s, the cards. So that's what we want to hear. Go check, go see if there's any cards lurking in your basement from your father, your grandfather, whoever, so that you can make a profit and hopefully find some wax and not just cards. Also, we're going to touch a little bit right now on autographed material. I have checks signed by Babe Ruth and my opinion, one of the best Thurman Munson signatures to known. This is just a Goose Gossage ticket from 2008, and his signature's here, and it's graded. That's a whole nother aspect along with wax hunting. Also, autograph and memorabilia. That's a big market. A lot of signed stuff, tickets, index cards, rookie cards signed by the person who was on the card. There's a whole nother aspect of that you can get into. And I think we're going to get into that in the upcoming shows about autograph collecting. And a lot of the cards today, and the reason why we say this is because a lot of the wax bags have autographs. And
especially these days. Yep.
You are actually a lucky son of a gun because you have bought some recent boxes and pulled some very good autographs. So can you tell us a little bit about how you're taking the new cards with the wax packs, opening them, finding the autographs, and hopefully get them slabbed and graded? So
absolutely. So thank you very much for that. So for sure, I mean that's kind of the caveat with the newer cards.
The mystique.
They make so many cards now, and there's so many different packs, and we touched on that a little bit last week. It kind of becomes hard to figure out which ones you want to target. Currently, these days, the most valuable rookie cards are the autographed ones that are one-of-one rookie cards.
Yes.
Or sometimes you'll get a rookie card that's autographed with a Hall of Famer that's also autographed. I saw Zion Williams co-signed with like Magic Johnson, and that's a crazy great card to have. So like when you're looking for cards and packs currently to buy, you want to find ones that have good inserts that give you great options to get really good cards, and also potentially get cards that are Hall of Famers. We opened a couple packs recently. Sometimes you'll go into the store and you'll see like a little blaster box, and it says, "Oh, guaranteed one autograph card per box, $20," and you're like, "Oh, let me roll the dice. Let me take a shot at it."
Yeah.
Those are you want to save your money, because most of the time in those boxes, we opened up a box of Panini Contenders Collegiate.
It was basketball and football.
Yeah, so
and really didn't get much of anything to speak of.
The downside with those boxes, especially with the blaster boxes, is you're more likely to get autographs from rookies that aren't drafted.
Yeah.
So they're still rookies and they're still autographs, but they're not really the autographs that you're trying to find.
Correct.
You're better off buying directly from the manufacturer the actual box, or if you can, the first off the line, because those you have a better chance of getting the really great cards. So there's a risk, because those boxes are dramatically more expensive. Those are a few $100s versus $15 to $20, but those you're going to have a much more higher success rate of getting the great autograph cards. And if you're looking for a great rookie card of someone that's current, that's the way that you're going to have to go, because they make so many packs. And to your point last week, they can kind of control how many packs they make right now.
That's right.
So for Zion, because he's such a popular player right now, I guarantee you they're pumping out a lot of cards for him. Donruss and Panini have exclusive rights to the NBA, and I'll tell you right now, Donruss basketball cards will probably be oversaturated with his rookie card, because there'll be a lot of those out there. So you want to look at some of the higher end ones, like the Immaculate Collection, where it's a much higher cost to buy it, but if you get that Zion autograph one-of-one rookie, that's going to be the card to have.
True. And he makes a great point, but also with some of these boxes that are quite expensive, if you wanted to do a dual purpose, for example, I believe this is 2012 National Treasures with Andrew Luck. Some of these boxes you can actually say, or that one, or Playoff Contenders 2009, you can actually open the box, open some packs, see if you can get your favorite card, and then send the packs off to get slabbed like this and have a rare pack encased. So you have best of both worlds. You have the ability to open a few packs. You send some packs off to get slabbed and graded. If that box continues to go up, those packs are going to continue to go up in value. Plus, they're slabbed and graded. And unlike the wax, these are foil. Mm-hmm. So they're really hard to be tampered with. Matter of fact, it's almost impossible.
They would have to reproduce the whole foil pack.
So you're going to be guaranteed an unsearched pack. Whereas the older wax, which is one of my points, older wax is where it's at. They're not reproducing older wax anymore. And, when they're going out to be graded, they could tell immediately if they've been resealed. So like I said, once again, all the Wax Hunters products are slabbed and certified not to be tampered with, resealed, or searched for that matter. We guarantee it. So
yeah, it's important for us that you're buying products that we would want to buy.
That's right.
We would never buy a loose pack unless we're just trying to open it.
Correct.
So for us, like it would have to be a box that's either straight from a case that's still sealed, or certified from the Baseball Card Exchange.
Correct.
And that's why it's so important that those are the packs that we're selling to you. To Jerry's point, we will not open the pack or the box until we're doing it live on the air.
That's correct.
Every pack comes directly out of a box, and it's not sealed or searched.
No.
Or it is sealed, but not searched.
But not searched. That's correct. And we make sure we open the box. It is live. It will be live. So everybody who gets to buy a pack will see their pack, his or her pack, come out of that box and no funny stuff.
Yeah. The nice thing about that too, we want to make sure that if you're starting a collection, you're starting off with good product that
right.
is authentic and will increase in value. And if you're just trying to maintain or build a collection, then you know that the quality is really good, and you can have confidence to send it off to be certified and know that you'll get a good grade coming back.
And the fact of the matter is, you're getting a chance to get a really expensive card that you might not be able to afford. As I said before, the 80-81 Topps basketball, $6,000 plus box, around $6,300. The packs are $250 going for each pack right now. Most people can afford $250. Not a lot of people can afford $6,300. So if we break the box down $250 a pack, open it live, somebody might get that Larry Bird rookie card that could be worth $100,000. So for a $250 investment, consider it like a lottery. I know a lot of people out there probably play the lottery, and that's what it is. The wax pack collecting is a lottery. And you don't know who's in it.
And one thing, too, to keep in mind, you brought this to my attention. There are sites that will sell the pack and just individual cards in that pack.
And cards, yeah.
We're seeing those cards for these packs go for upwards of $65 and more.
Right. It's like $500 a pack.
Almost
for 8081 on one of the other sites, it's around $500 a pack. They're selling each card, not even the pack, per card. We're at $250 per pack, which is a better value. We basically are in it for the love. We obviously need to do some sales to keep our wax hunters going. Everybody got to pay the bills, but we are really genuinely giving something back to our audience and to our customers by investing in that. So that's the way to go, and it is certified, as I said, and unsearched, and will be done live, so that there is no underhanded shenanigans, I should say, that I've heard that are out there sometimes. So we believe that wax is the way to go, but if you are a card collector, you can start with the wax, and if you decide you want to open it, you can open it and get quality cards that you can build your collection. So yep. I think we hit it on the head there today. So
yeah, I think so. For us, like to Jerry's point, you have two options. As we always say, you can buy a pack and secure your investment, or you could take that gamble and try to get that great Gem Mint 10 card.
That's true.
It's just a matter of your personal preference.
Right.
Me personally, I don't want to open the pack. I love opening packs, but especially the older ones, I want to cling on to it.
Yeah, it's hard. Life. It's hard to get like that 10 Gem Mint 10. I open this up and we're not seeing another one. So if I open this up and get the card out of it, that's it. It's over. You're not going to see another Gem Mint 10. I would never open this pack. So we'll just wait for it to increase in value, and someday it'll be sold to auction. So write into us. Let us know, and possibility of being on our show. We'd love to have you.
And definitely let us know if there are topics or things that you want to hear about, because we want to make this these episodes interactive. We want to make it content that you want to hear about and you want to read about and you want to listen to. We love hearing the stories. Huge thanks to John Palmieri for coming in, showing some really incredible cards. We'll take some pictures of some of the cards that he brought down. He had some amazing Mickey Mantles, and that Sandy Koufax rookie. That still tugs at my heart at the way that was graded. But if you are interested, definitely make sure you hit us up on social media. Jerry, we're on every social media site. We're on Facebook at The Wax Hunters. Okay. We're on Twitter at The Wax Hunters. We're on Instagram at The Wax Hunters. Yeah. You can find us at our website, www.thewaxhunters.com. You can listen to our podcast on our website, on YouTube, also at The Wax Hunters. We're also available on Spotify, iTunes Podcast, and iHeartRadio.
Yeah, we're on them all. So thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you next week. My name is Gerry Marotti, and to my right is Greg Marangel, and together we are
The Wax Hunters!
Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. Thanks so much.